for Harper. Do you want me to turn on that board up here at tower, or just leave it? Copy, yeah.
3 minutes to start. 3 minutes. All boats to start, please.
Our first race of the day, race 77. This is the final.
How many total races are there? Are there over 100?
Lane 1 will be USA, lane 2 Germany, lane 3 Philippines, lane 4
90?
Hungary, lane
Oh.
5 Italy,
Wow, that's not bad.
lane 6
Not as
Ukraine.
many as I thought it was gonna
I guess this was all the breaks and stuff.
be. Yeah. And the 2Ks, yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome again to race number 77. Final 200 meters empty titanium in. Lane 1, USA. Lane 2, Germany. Lane 3, Philippines. Lane 4, Hungary. Lane 5, Italy. Lane 6, Ukraine. Please move forward.
You need the door open?
No, I was just looking around for another copy of them.
I'll leave it there.
No, you're fine. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No worries.
And we are back, as you can see in the background there. Welcome. We're just about to start our final day of competition here at the 2018 ICF World Championship Dragon Boat Races. I'm Tom Sullivan along with Taco Proper, and we're excited to bring you this last day of competition. What's our first race right now, Taco?
We're going to go right away to a grand final, the senior men in the 2000. USA is in lane 1, Germany lane 2,
Yes.
Philippines lane 3, Hungary lane 4, Italy lane 5, and 6 is Ukraine. This is a grand finale. This is for the medals right now.
Yes.
They've come 4 days now for this moment. The first 3 will be on the podium where they bring in their team and their flag will be raised. They're going to be starting right now. Here we go.
Woo, that looks good.
There's the U.S. and it's senior men 200 right now. This is it. This is for the medals right now. They're all looking very good. This is going to be a tight race right down to the finish.
Wow.
There's the Philippines. There's the Philippines.
We've seen that time and time again.
Yeah, they have that quick stroke, that very quick stroke.
They mean business right now.
Right.
And clearly going to take this one,
You see the
Taco.
quick stroke of the Philippines? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Between boat 4
there
and
they
5
go.
for second. Let's see.
Clearly, so it's a race for a second and third right now. 4 boats going.
Wow, that is so tight. It looks like perhaps maybe boat number 4 could have come in second, but we're
Boat number 4 or no, boat number 5. And boat number 4 is Hungary, and boat number 5 is Italy. These are unofficial results. The only thing we know unofficially, but we saw it pretty clearly, that the Philippines was clearly ahead by almost a boat length, that they won it.
That was an exciting race, and if you notice, if you've been watching for the past several days, the weather is different today. It's much, much cooler. Presently, it's 21 degrees Celsius, 71 degrees, and light rain is forecast throughout the day.
This is the final 200.
We welcome everybody around the world right now. Some of you are in the Philippines, about almost 24 hours ahead from us. Europe, is approximately 6 to 7 hours ahead of us, depending where you're at. We welcome everybody to our telecast, which will be here until 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, and so this is, of course, the World Championships of the ICF Dragon Boat races, and we're looking forward to all the races today. And if you're a fan of the 2,000 meter races, that's coming up just after lunch in our medal ceremony around 1300 hours, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
If you're not familiar with Eastern Standard Time, that will be like a New York time. And then we have a big closing ceremony scheduled around 7 p.m. 1900 hours. But hey, look how, without the sun shining right now, Taco, look how great our live shots look here on screen. Great contrast,
Right.
able to see really much more detail as we, especially at the start line.
Now, I also want to say today when we got here, it was raining this morning, not too hard, but when I drove in here early this morning, there were runners, the athletes were running around the car park and around their main tent. The key thing is to keep elastic. When it's warm, the body and your nerves are easier. But when it's cold, you want to make sure that your body maintains elasticity.
You're warming up, yeah.
And so they were running in the rain. That they didn't mind about to getting wet. The rain has subsided. It's a little bit drizzling right now. If it maintains that, it's okay. If it comes down hard, it will impact all the countries, because rain and water in a boat impacts the weight.
Yes.
And weight. They want. If you look at all the athletes, you're not going to see. I have to watch what I say. But all the athletes are in absolute great shape. They don't have a lot of body fat like my co-host Tom. Absolutely, your BMI, if you know that, I mean, they are all in excellent shape. So they don't want a lot of weight. So you never see weight on a boat. And with water inside the boat, after every race, we have people. Why don't you talk?
My demo container was gone, but we have, like, you take a gallon milk jug and you cut it in half and you use it as a scoop to scoop the water out. Of course, yesterday we had the Armenian team had their boat capsized towards the end of a race, and that took on a lot of water. Everyone was fine, just a little shaken up mentally, but they all recovered. But they used a shop vac for that, a wet vac. But we have a great emergency team. Of course, our safety team follows every race in the boats to ensure if anything happens, a paddle's lost, someone falls overboard, that we're there to take care of them within seconds. So safety is our top priority here, Taco.
Absolutely. When the boat went over yesterday, I counted literally within almost 8 seconds. The boat you see in your camera vision right now was there, and within 12 seconds we had 6 boats right there with medics to make sure that all the athletes were safely taken out of the water.
Yeah, and in case you missed that, we will rack that video a little later on. We have some time in between races. And
why don't we talk about our main host?
Yeah, we wouldn't be here today broadcasting live around the world to you if it wasn't for our local host here in Gainesville, Georgia, because we're broadcasting here live from Gainesville at the site of the 1996 Summer Olympic Games at Olympic Park. This is about 50 miles north of Atlanta, and Springer Mountain Farms calls Gainesville home. They are a local poultry producer producing pure, natural, vegetarian-fed chickens, and the chicken has a definite delicious taste, Taco. It's so healthy for you.
And when you say taste difference, I mean, I eat a lot of chicken. I'm not just saying this because they're the host.
Absolutely.
I eat a lot of chicken. There is a definite difference in the taste of their chicken.
Yes.
And I know you're looking at, I've been around a lot. I've been in advertising many years. And I know for the host comes on and says they promote this product or that product. I can tell my audience listening to this that the chickens do taste different.
Yeah, and if you get a chance to buy Springer Mountain Farms in your local grocery store, if you have that, give it a try. And of course, chefs all around the Southeast. Some of the finest restaurants are using Springer Mountain Farms. And also, we want to thank one of our other sponsors, Ivester Foundation, which is a local philanthropic volunteer organization providing grants. And their motto is, never let your memories be greater than your dreams, which actually can be just applied to all of our athletes here today. And all of our athletes, of course, in these beautiful dragon boats manufactured by Champion out of China. And that's where all of our boats came from, Taco. And of course, they take the heads and the tails off to just protect them in transit. And even at night here during the competition, we take the heads and the tails off the boats because what a collectible that would be. We don't want those to end up on eBay, so we remove them for safety and then reattach them.
Absolutely. Again, even with the conditions, a little bit of sprinkles out there today, it's a little bit colder out there today, but still, as a dragon boater for many years, they're right there is our one of our top USA coaches, the steerman Jim Odell. He's just looked at us at the camera. I think he heard us.
Yes, he did.
Still, the conditions for all the countries for racing are terrific. I mean, they really are. It's a little bit damp out there, a little bit colder, but in a way, it's good because yesterday it was very hot, 85 degrees.
Yeah, near 90 degrees
and
at one
so here are the Germans coming into the course right now.
And we notice a difference. Now look at the Germans who are wearing the same attire, uniforms as yesterday, where the USA has on their long sleeves. They're more like a warmer uniform, and that's of course to keep their muscles warm. So as they enter this race for the early on morning hours, they're not going to be risking damaging or tearing any muscle tissue, as Taco mentioned earlier.
Right.
Want to keep your muscles warm and pliable because, as you can imagine, what you're going through here to paddle first off the boat.
Right, and as you used the word pliable. That's a very good word. Pliable, elastic.
Yes.
You don't want to be stiff as a dragon boater. You use your shoulder, you use your arm, and your core, and the side of your back. You lean into it.
Yes.
So it's not just using your arm for power, but it's like a golfer. You use your arms and your back and your shoulders and your legs.
Your core plays such a vital role in this. So,
Yes.
when you get in your car and it's cold, you don't just gun the engine and then take off. You let it warm up, and that's what we're doing this morning as we start these early morning races here at 0800 hours, 8 a.m. Eastern Time here at Lake Lanier, our Olympic Park in Gainesville, Georgia.
Right. I just want to talk about the next race. The next race will start in approximately a minute and a half. This is the final, a grand final now. The winner, second place and third place will be on the podium this afternoon and tonight. So this is what they've worked for all their careers for this moment right now. I'm tearing up. I know I get very emotional, but I've been in the back of that boat, and I have goose pimples on me right now.
Dragon bumps. You've got dragon bumps all over you.
Yeah, and so they have worked years and practiced thousands of hours for this moment. We have Canada, lane 1, USA, lane 2, Germany, lane 3, Germany, lane 4, 5, USA, 6, Italy. This is the 40-plus women. 40-plus women. As you can see, the steer person is holding on to a metal rod there that holds the boat in place. So they're getting ready right now. They're looking forward. All the ruddermen are looking forward. Number 3 right now, Germany is looking, unless somebody puts their hand up, they're still not ready yet.
And the drummer, of course, holding to the back of the chair. The drummer, of course, kind of commanding
Okay, racing positions.
The beat of the paddlers here.
Unless as the drummer puts her hands up, saying there's a problem. So anytime now, they're ready right now. They're in racing position right now. They're all leaning forward. The rudderman is keeping the boat straight down so it doesn't veer into the other lane at the start. They don't want to weave off on the car like a car going in and out of the racetrack. Okay, this is like a racetrack.
Everyone looks ready.
They're holding the rudder person is holding. And we are watching it live with you. It's not like a 5-minute or 10-minute delay.
There we go.
There they go. Here we go. Canada, USA has 2 teams. Germany has 2 teams. And Italy.
Who is going to take this one? Out of the gate, it's all pretty much even, and we'll see who has the power and the heart to break away.
The German top teams, the USA top teams, and Canada and Italy. So we have Europe. Here we go. It's going to be a very tight race.
Let's see if we can see anyone pulling away from the pack, Taco.
Yeah, a little bit raining right now. They're dealing with that, but they're used to it. They've trained
Boat
like this.
number 3 right now.
Boat number 3, Germany. Germany is in a slight lead. 3 and 4, The German boats are taking 3 and 4
yes,
so
look
far.
At that. Boat number 4.
3 and 4 so far. Germany so far. In lane 6 is Italy. lane 6 against number 2 USA for 3rd place. So right here, be the 2 German teams,
Yes.
3 and 4, and 3rd place. It could
Oh,
be
wow.
it could be Italy at number 6. It could be the United States at number 2.
That is where we have to go back and look at frame
Yeah.
by frame on our laser wire back from the judging tower to see exactly who places 3rd.
Right. We have unofficially the Germans came 1st and 2nd. 3rd, it could be Italy or the United States. We do not mention things officially here, but we can go to
Caster.
caster.com for up-to-date results, and which shows also all your countries and when you will be going off throughout the day.
Yes, and of course, if you want to go directly to the URL, here, get a pen and write this down. It's Clockcaster. There it is on your screen, /E//20. And we can see all the unofficial results and also the schedule of today's events on our final day here at the ICF, International Canoe Federation World Championship Dragon Boat Races. First time ever the ICF has brought this amazing event to Atlanta, to the really the United States
to
of
the United
America.
States,
Yes,
the United States.
yes, and this, when we let's see, 2016 in Moscow, Russia, and now the first time here, and they chose this area because of the world-class flat water conditions that exist here, Taco.
It is. The conditions here, and I'm not just saying that. I've been out in the water myself. I used to live in Atlanta. I live in Orlando now. I coached here for many years and helped put on the Atlanta Dragon Boat Racing 4 years. And so I'm very well aware of dragon boating and this facility. And I think duly awarded, the ICF chose a great
Yes.
destination.
And
I'm not just saying that because I've been out there, and I know this is a good facility, good for training and good for racing.
We're hearing that not just from our perspective, but also the athletes that we've been interviewing athletes from the competition yesterday and the previous days, and they all say the same thing. Wow, what a venue. This is not man-made. It is a reservoir just north of Atlanta, about 50 miles, Lake Lanier, one of our largest lakes, over 38,000 acres, 700 miles almost of shoreline. And this is surrounded by shoreline, like Taka was talking about, which produces flat water.
Right.
So this is ideal. And I think as we head on to 2020, the games will be in Bhopal, India, and then Ukraine in 2022. But the games could return here because of these conditions and the athletes' satisfaction with what they're seeing.
Yes, and of course, wherever an Olympics, and we call this the Olympics of dragon boating, takes place, we want the hosts, the sponsors, the athletes to be happy, and if they're happy, they will tell their governing organizations, either the Olympics in running, in wrestling, whatever you have, is saying the U.S. did a good job, and I must say, going to many races in my life, and I must commend the race director that we have here, is that we have had every race go on a time, and that is a feat. Because behind us, we have volunteers putting the teams into boats. We have the starter. We have many things that go on. You see the race, you go on, your team, your country is there, you get there. If you're a dragon boater, but if you're new to the sport, there's a lot that goes on. Behind us is 15 people with cameras and computers, making sure that we can come to you with all this information.
Yeah, and that wouldn't be possible, as we said, without our big sponsors and people who want to support the community here in Gainesville, Georgia. Springer Mountain Farms with their fresh natural chicken. So thank you, Springer Mountain Farms. And of course, you can go to their website, which is springermtn.com. That's Springer MTN, the abbreviation for mountain.com. And there you can see the live stream. And you can also go to other links there they have for their Springer Mountain Farms Roku channel, the Springer Mountain Farms Facebook page as well. And of course, we'd love to hear where you're watching us right now. Where in the world are you? Where in the world is Waldo? Where are you watching? We'd love to hear that. To communicate with us on our official communication portal, which is slido.com, SLIDO.com, and use the hashtag DragonBoatWorld2018, as you see on your screen, and you can send us, hey, who you're cheering for, who you know, anybody from a particular country. We'd love to give you a shout out here on our live broadcast.
Right, and we will be getting a laptop any second now from our director right here. So please send us questions. So if you have a question about dragon boating, question about the facility, a question about our main sponsor, Springer Mountain Chicken, send them the Slido. We will look at them. Tom just lives on that thing all the time.
I live for that. I live for your comments. We've had people watch us on the Autobahn from Germany on their way to Italy, from an airplane, from different parts of America, all around the world. We want to hear from you this morning.
Yeah, ask us questions. Tom, why don't you go through the history of the sport a little bit?
Yeah, a
dragon
lot of
boating.
people, this is so new to so many people, especially here in America, and it's very new to myself. Of course, Taco, who began dragon boating, a huge fan at the age of 8, and now he's, of course, 30, so he's really been in it for not too long, Taco.
Too many years to count.
Yes, dragon boats, really, the sport dates back to really 2,000 years ago, and it all stemmed from when a poet there back more than 2,000 years, he fell into the water, and Chinese villagers jumped into the water, grabbed their paddles, and they started beating a drum to scare off the dragons, and they rushed out to save him, and that's where the sport started to evolve. And if you look at the heads of the boats, Taco, and the tail, and the boat has a unique look, that's because, well, they represent a dragon. You have the classic head of an ox, the antler of a deer, the mane of a horse, the body of a python, the claws of a hawk, and the head of the dragon with the stern, the tail, the whole painted with scales, so you'll see scales on the side of the boat, and it all represents the paddles represent the claws striking the water. And really, I mean, back from 1976 in Hong Kong, when dragon boat racing was recognized, of course, having the international races there, where it all began. So, and look where it is today in 2018, using fiberglass boats, Taco,
Yeah,
not the wooden boats, and they're much lighter, too.
Absolutely, and we will get back to that. Right now, we're going to take a little bit of a break until 8:35 Eastern time in the United States. Our next race will be approximately 8:40, and that will be a 20-seater senior. And so we're getting prepared for that right now. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back at approximately 8:35 Eastern time.
And don't forget to use the hashtag DragonBoatWorld2018 on all social media. We want to hear from you this morning. We'll be back. And we're back here at the ICF World Dragon Boat Championships on Lake Lanier in Gainesville, Georgia. I'm Tom Sullivan along with Taco Proper. And Taco, you know, we had some rain move through over the past 15 minutes or so. It's kind of off and on rain. And we'll talk a little bit later about how that could affect some of the, you know, the balancing of the boats with the weight, what they have to do to maintain a dry boat. But we want to kind of set the table here for the race that's about to take place right behind us.
Right. It's a timed race. It's not a final. We have two teams. We have USA and Canada. Canada's in the red, you can see, and as you know, US is in the blue. You can see the ruddermen putting the boats right. They're getting ready right now. They're in ready position right now. The timed race is this is the 20-seater senior women. Senior women.
And here we go.
Now you see that the steerman of the US. He's sitting. This is for aerodynamics. You don't see that very much. Aerodynamics. He doesn't want anything to interfere. Okay, here we go. The U.S. women against the Canadian women.
And clearly right now the USA is taking the lead here.
Clearly ahead.
And of course the drummer there, Taco, as you've told me, is helping the paddlers keep pace.
Very light. See, 1, 2.
But look at that.
One,
look
two.
at Canada right now. Canada. Let's see,
Canada's-
can they make it? It looks like, no, it looks like the USA is going to
Yeah.
take this one as we go off to a wide shot.
And as you,
finish line.
as you can see, the rudder man, rudder person is sitting down. There's nothing wrong with that. That's for aerodynamics, okay? So you can either stand up or sit down. Most ruddermen stand up.
As they did on the Canadian boat.
Yeah, it's all aerodynamics, and that's absolutely fine. So the winner of that race, unofficially, the United States, and Canada second.
Yeah.
As senior women. The next race will be we're gonna have 4 races right off the bat, one after another. It's gonna be senior men, 20-seater. We have USA in lane 1, Italy in lane 2, Hungary lane 3, Canada in lane 4, and Czech Republic in lane 5. And again, this is 20 senior. This is race number 80. Men, I see in the Canadian boat already. We have a lady rudder person for less weight. Also on number 5, Czech Republic. I believe that's a lady. Forgive me if I'm wrong. It's all weight. The less weight. Now, in between all these races, we have a number of volunteers making sure that as much water is out of the boats as possible. It stopped raining now. Thank goodness for our countries. Rain on boats and weight is very, very bad. Mm-hmm. So we're lucky right now. I believe all the boats are dry. It was raining up to about 10 minutes ago, and that makes it very even. If it's raining, it's one more thing for all the athletes to contend with rain in their eyes coming down on the ruddermen. They don't want the paddle to slip out of their hands.
Talk to me a little, Taco, about when the athletes are entering the boats, because there is no keel; they're flat on the bottom. How do they board the boats to avoid tipping over when they're getting into them for the race? Usually,
What they do is we have volunteers which hold the boats from the front, the middle, and the back. And the boat itself is fiberglass. It's very slippery, very slippery. I've seen people break their legs, break their arms, and injure themselves many times over the years. Usually you go in one at a time. Now, again, these are super athletes. They've been doing this all the time. They also have a lot of them have special, not call them shoes, but like what you call water shoes in America.
Right.
And they're rubber, and they're adhesive, and when you go on it, when you go into the boat, it kind of sticks. But usually they don't go in all together. It's not like a free-for-all. Let's jump in all
Yeah,
the bit.
like
so
an airline.
Usually they go in back to front or front to back. So the front 2 rows and so far to the back. It all depends. So the rudderman goes in first, and they line the boat up back to front, one by one until everybody is there. And some of the paddlers sit on a rubber pad for comfort. And also, I haven't mentioned this before. All the paddlers are right next to the side. None of them are in the middle of the boat. So when you're sitting in a canoe, you kind of sit and whatever.
Sure.
They're right next to the gunnel. They're right.
Okay.
They're right as close as they can to the water. They're holding the sides on the left and right side. So there's no gap between the wood and so that they're right on top of the water. They want to be as close as they can to the water paddling.
And so while they're paddling, though, because they're so trained in the sport, I bet there's very little water inside the boat because they're really not pulling any water into the boat as they're paddling.
Well,
I would imagine.
Amateurs paddle use a lot of water. They lift it up, but still at this level, water gets into the boat after every race. Yes,
Well,
it does.
And we have water coming from Mother Nature today, too, as we have mostly cloudy skies, remnants of now tropical storm Florence, bands of showers moving across the area, and much cooler today. Yesterday, we were around up near 90 degrees, 32 degrees Celsius. Today, we're much cooler. We're looking at 71 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 degrees Celsius. So you can see a big difference in the air temperature. And some of the athletes are covered up here with a little more warmth.
It's cooler. We're looking at Hungary right now. I'd like to talk to our top tech people. So maybe we can show all the countries if we can, if we have that capability. I believe that's Hungary right now. No, I say that. No,
Is that
that is Hungary. That's senior men. Okay, Hungary, and we're going to go to some other boats. Usually that's the Canadian boat is number 4. Canada is always 4.
Yeah, they're all paddling out
always
right now.
red. I'm sorry. It's always Canada is always red, not the number 4. I stand corrected. But that's their signature shirt. We can see them from very, very far. We have a lady drummer for weight, which doesn't make a difference if it's a lady or man.
Sure.
Extremely qualified. They're ready. They're going. Number 2 is coming to our vision now. To Italy.
Yes.
Italy.
Their signature white shirts, which they've worn the entire competition.
Yeah. Italy. Look at that. Even when they practice, even if they go slow, whenever they practice, they're always together. It's not like they're going off speed. So we have 2 there. 2 right there.
Race 80 is coming up. This is time race 1, 20-seater senior men. Lane 1 will be USA. Lane 2, Italy. Lane 3, Hungary. Lane 4, Canada. Lane 5, Czech Republic.
Let me go through the lanes for you watching around the world and rooting on your team.
Mm-hmm.
We have USA number 1 in lane 1. Usually they're in lane 3 lots of times, but today they're in lane 1. Italy is lane 2, Hungary lane 3, Canada lane 4, Czech Republic lane 5. So we don't have a number of different same boats from the same country, like 2 boats from Canada, 2 boats from the U.S. So we have Europe, we have Canada, Czech Republic, the Eastern Bloc. This should be an exciting race. It's a timed race. It's not a final. That doesn't make any difference. Every time these paddlers get in, they want to win. If it's just a heat, a qualifier, a semifinal, or whatever, they put their heart and their expertise for every race, no matter what type of race it is.
And Taco, this is an abbreviated day, so to speak, because we don't have that many races throughout the day. We have a medal ceremony coming up around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
10:30.
10:30. But what do we talk about? How many races total overall were there today? Under 15?
They're approximately, we are in race 80. We have 10 more races
Yeah,
to go.
so really it's not that, we're down to the final day of this 4-day competition.
Yeah, here's Czech Republic coming in their blue shirt. They're getting ready. They look good. Here we go.
And you mentioned, Taco, that regardless of the paddlers and whether they're men or women, you can have the drummer or steerer can be any sex. It could be a man or a woman. If it's just strictly men in a competition, it can still be a female paddler or steerer.
Yeah, the only difference is when we say mixed, then we have the boat half women, half men. But if or men, all men, women, or all women or all men. The steerer or the drummer can be different. So we have a race here. This is a very good example. We see 20 men. The drummer is a woman. Okay, the steerman could be a woman also, as long as the paddlers are all men. That's the key thing.
Is it, if it was mixed, you said it was half women, half men. Does
Yes.
it have to be like exactly half men, like 10 women, 10 men?
I could be stand corrected, but I believe yes.
Okay.
10 and 10 and 5 and 5. To make sure it's balanced.
Is that Team USA?
Team
Right.
USA
Yes.
is right there.
Right there, and of course longer. They've got on like their fall light gear
Yeah.
here with long sleeves.
It's a little bit colder today, and when a little bit drizzle hits that, we don't want the athletes to catch cold. There are special outfits which should help. I'm not saying detract. Help detract the water.
Yeah, and it also helps maintain their body heat too, to keep their muscles warm.
Yes.
Which is so important as you're doing these rapid movements and engaging all your muscle fibers. You want to keep them warm, pliable, and just protected during these races.
Exactly. The heat, keeping them elastic. You want your muscles to be very relaxed.
And you don't want a muscle tear, do you, Taco?
No.
Because I mean, you can't
No.
at this stage of the competition with the finals. Everyone has to remain healthy here.
Absolutely. And we're coming into view now.
At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 have made it out to the starting line. And the water is still pretty much flat, more so than it was yesterday afternoon, where we had breezes of wind around 15 miles per hour. And now we have only winds around 7 miles per hour, slightly higher gust at times. But still pretty flat for the races this morning.
We're getting ready right now. Again, hopefully you're looking at your country. You're watching this. As I said, we've had people watch it from an airplane coming into Atlanta. I'm not making that up. And from the Autobahn going 200 kilometers on the Autobahn, watching it.
Which we don't recommend. Keep your eye on the road wherever you are if you're watching or listening.
Yeah, they get started. As just said, getting ready. Go.
And there they are.
Here's the buzzer.
Lane 1 is USA, lane 2 Italy, lane 3 Hungary, lane 4 Canada, lane 5 Czech Republic.
All right. Well, this is progressing pretty fast, as most of the 200 meters do, Taco.
Yeah, here we go.
And pretty.
U.S., Italy, Hungary, Canada, Czech Republic.
2, 3, and 5.
Okay,
seem to be-
Italy. Italy is in the lead. Italy's in the lead a little bit. Italy followed by Hungary. Hungary. And number 5 is coming up.
They
Czech
sure
Republic.
are. Oh my gosh, Czech
Republic is going.
overtaking Italy. it
2,
looks
3,
like.
5. Italy, Hungary. And 5 is coming up to the finish line. It's going to be tight. 2, 3,
Looks
5.
like Italy took that.
No, yeah. Italy took it. 2, 3, 5.
I was worried for a second. Italy had such a great lead there, and then 5 was coming up right on their heels
Right.
in lane 5, but
So-
Italy held on.
So let's go to the result. Italy unofficially got it. Italy, 3 Hungary, and 5 Czech Republic. I'll repeat that. Italy, we feel pretty strong. It came first. Italy, Hungary, Czech Republic.
And of course, if you want to follow these unofficial results, you can go to our unofficial website that's clocking all these, clockcaster.com, CLOCKCASTER.com /E/20. You can see it on your screen right there. You can follow along just as we are, trying to give you the most up-to-date information. And as changes happen, we get them from the tower where the judges are located, and we bring them to you.
Let me go through an unofficial grand final race result. It's unofficial, but it's the latest information we have. This was race number 77 this morning, the senior men 10-seater.
That was our very first race at 8 a.m.
Yeah, this was the very first, absolutely. And now the numbers are really staggering here. Philippines came in, as we saw, and we couldn't call the second and third. Italy beat Hungary just by half a second, 49.5 to 49.8. So Philippines, Italy, Hungary, Germany, USA, Ukraine. Philippines first, Italy second, Hungary third, Germany fourth, USA fifth, and that was a grand finale. So good for the Philippines. we'll see their flag. Italy will be in the podium as well as Hungary.
So we're really Philippines. They have that. I know that it's just from the athletes or the teams, the countries represented here at this championship, Taco. The Philippines have that unique style where their paddles are entering the water at a very rapid speed. It's almost like a chop, and it's like a locomotive in a way.
Yeah, it's a very fast speed, but it's not really unique. It's something. It's something that they have. The Asian teams have done for many years. As I said, it's up to the coach and up to the countries and how they want to race and what is best for them. What's optimal to a team so they don't break, so they all go in unison. That's the whole thing. If a team can go that fast, the faster you go with its special technique, reach the finish line. However you do it, there's no absolute perfect method to go forward on coaching and how to do that.
Yeah, so thank you, Joe. Joe is watching us this morning from Florida. Good morning, guys. Great job. I'm watching and loving the ICF World Championship Dragon Boat races from Florida, and we hope that you're having some dry weather there. Thank you, Joe, for contacting us on slido.com, SLIDO.com. Just search Dragon Boat 2018. You can send us your questions, who you're rooting for. We'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching us right now? We'd love to know that as well. There's your questions on the screen. There's our address. And Dragon Boat World 2018, slido.com.
What are some other comments that we have?
Well, we have, let's see, DNA and LNT. Leah and Margot and Team USA, we're cheering you on from sunny Florida. So we have a few viewers down there. Of course, some of our team members from Florida down there from Team USA who we interviewed.
We interviewed a lady yesterday from USA.
Yes, it was. She was great. I think her name was Katie Cowan from Team USA. She also owns an indoor rowing training facility. So as we get athletes who are available to come speak to us right now with these finals so vital to the outcome of earning a medal. We don't have access to them, but when they become available and our VIP tent next door fills up with athletes, we'll try to pull some over and get their perspective on how these games, these competitions have been for them.
Right. Next race, the next race is race 81, 20-seater, all men master 40.
Look at that. Check it
go.
out.
Look at that. Wow.
Our graphics department has been working overtime right there, you guys.
Germany, USA, Canada. There it is.
That is amazing.
Now that's what you want to see.
Dude, this is like NBC Sports right here, okay?
Yeah.
This is like, this is amazing. We have opened up the budget and we are looking at seriously.
And,
Thank you.
And I just want to let you know every race has a different amount of boats. We have sometimes 2 boats, 3, 4, 5, 6. Depending on the 2,000, we might have more. We sometimes have 10. So for the people looking at that, it varies by race and by country and who has the team to put in junior, who has a team to put in senior men, senior women. So when you ask, one of the questions you might ask us is, how come there's 2 boats? How come there's only 3? How come there's 6? How come there's 10? It just varies by the race, and also not all countries can bring teams 40 plus or 50 plus or junior to all the teams. They don't have the budget to do that. The U.S., we're here in America. They can bring they can put people in every race. But if you come from the countries, you just can't bring a team of 200 people. It's very costly. So what they do is they bring their best teams, which they feel they can win. So the Philippines doesn't have all the teams for all the races.
And here are the unofficial results, and I'm guessing this was the very first race. Is our time race number 1? Is this the very first race that we had?
This was.
Race number 80.
This is the race 80.
Yeah.
And you can see Italy came first. As you see, between the Czech Republic and Hungary, 44.53, 44.59. It was less than, 1/100th of a second between second and third.
It's like the Michael Phelps of dragon boat racing right there.
Right, exactly. And that's that's a senior men. That's over 40, over 50, 20-seater senior men, 200-meter. It was just a timed race. It wasn't a final. But you can see on how the laser we can go. It's up to Michael Phelps. Level up to Usain Bolt, we can cut it down 0.539, 0.59. So between 0.53 to 0.59, there it is. That's how close it was.
That's
splitting hairs. That's splitting hairs.
It really was. We want to apologize to our Italian viewers on the color there of the flag, but pretty close. As we're trying our best to bring you, but you understand with the conditions here, what we're working with. But there you go. And as Taco said, that closeness there, and that's when we have to go to the tower. And of course, with our laser wire and our 3 cameras, and frame by frame by frame, they play it back with the time clock to bring you those results, just like you saw.
Right. At this level of dragon boating, it's not like we have a lot of penalties in the sport. If a boat goes out of their lane or impedes another boat, there, of course, there's an infraction. The referee gets involved. But most of the time, I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. This is a pretty vanilla sport where we have a race from the beginning to the end, and there's not many team captains of their countries saying we had a problem or we had an incident. Now, on a 2000. There might be some touching of boats. Doesn't happen, but it happens sometimes, where a ref will make a judgment. It's like a Formula One race car. It's a racing track. It's on the water. A racing track could be in a Formula One car, but overall, we don't have a lot of infractions.
You know, I was looking at the shot that we had of looked like Team USA, who was paddling out for the start of this race, and the beautiful shoreline here, where this venue is located in Gainesville, Georgia. Look at those trees there. That's the type of vegetation that we have that's flanking this shoreline, over almost 700 miles of shoreline on this 38,000-acre lake that is a reservoir providing drinking water primarily for the city of Atlanta. We're located about 50 miles north of Atlanta in Gainesville, Georgia, and hats off to Gainesville for welcoming the athletes from around the world for this competition. And because of those trees, Taco, like we've talked about, it produces pretty much world-class flat water, which is ideal for these dragon boat races.
Right. And we just saw a clip before, just about 30 seconds ago, of a couple of teams starting and stopping. The start of a dragon boat race can either win or lose a race. It's that important. You might say, oh, it's no big deal. You have 20 or 10 people sitting in a boat, and it's quite heavy. And so to get the boat up and to go to racing speed is a very big deal. So these teams practice starts over and over and over again to make sure they can go, like a car, 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. And they practice the starts, all types, so they can get to racing speed as soon as possible.
Wow. Yeah, I just... we're looking at the wind speed there. There's very little wind right now, and which is like, what we see, with the lower temps, though, really more comfortable conditions today, not only for our athletes, but for our spectators as well. Currently sitting at 72 degrees, 22 degrees Celsius, and just light showers on and off. And if you're in the Georgia areas, come on up here to Lake Lanier in Gainesville, to the Olympic Park. We'd love to have you join us here on our final day of competition for the dragon boat races, the World Championship, ICF, for the first time here in America, Taco.
Right.
Watching the boats get into the starting lanes here.
We have Germany, USA, and Canada in this race. 20-seater, master over 40. They're coming up to the start line now. Germany, USA, Canada. Race number 81. Number 2, you can see it in your show. I can hear the race starter in my mic, and he's saying, "Hurry up, you get there." Everything is very much like German engineering. They want every race to start on time, and the race, the starter is saying, "Hurry up, get up to the line." And here's Canada in their red color. We can always see the red.
Yes.
And now the starter is just bringing up the German team right now.
Mm-hmm.
Deutschland.
I saw a lot of the Germans sprinting through the venue here, warming up this morning. A lot of our athletes were warming up.
So Germany, USA, Canada. Germany in the white, USA in the blue, Canada is in the red. So you can watch it. As we know, you probably jumping up and down and saying, okay, come on, team. It's just a timed race. It's not a semifinal or a final.
All right, that's good. So it is a timed race. Fantastic. So
Germany in white, America in blue, Canada in red. The steerman is getting the boat, and he's lining up the boat.
Looks like Jim Odell.
There he is. He's lining up the boat, making sure it's right down the alley. The starter hasn't called. If we can zoom back in to our race director.
There we go.
They just called it. The beeper, the sound is going to go off any second. The German's getting into place right now. The German is getting into place. The problem.
Oh no, there's a problem with USA there.
Problem with the USA. They're not exactly ready.
And that could be anything that could happen.
Okay, ready. The rudderman could have said something, or a paddle could have been loose. Are they ready now? I think. So far, so good. So far, so good. The German looks good on the right side.
Look at the steerer on the German team, his posture versus ours on the USA team.
It's all personal style.
Yes, whatever you're into. But
there
they
you
let
go.
go and we're off.
Red, white, and blue, guys. Red, white, and blue.
Time race, measure 40 postmen.
Here we go.
Germany's in lane 2, USA in lane 3, Canada in lane 4.
White is Germany, blue is America, red is Canada.
And a timed race only here.
Here we go.
And it looks like lane 1 is leading the way right now, Germany.
Lane 2, Germany. Germany's in the lead. America second.
And
Canada
third. And it could
Still
hold.
Germany.
I think
Germany
it's
is
gonna
out.
hold.
America's coming out.
Oh,
America's coming out.
Here comes Canada. Canada's trying to
Here it
ease
is.
in there.
It's going to be a very tight race.
Canada and USA. Looks like Canada.
Here's Germany's holding, and Germany's holding. It's going to be a tight race. So Germany number 1, US number 2, Canada number 3.
Wow. Pretty
Germany,
much they held that pace the entire time.
Yeah, they held the pace. Germany, US, Canada. Germany, US, Canada for that race result.
That explosion of power, that's why I love these 200 meters, Taco, where you just give it your all. Of course, at the 2,000 meters coming up just after 1 p.m., 1,300 hours today.
Exactly. Next race will be in 5 minutes. They have the boats out there. Again, we'll have the 3 teams almost again. Master women, Canada, Germany, U.S. again. Canada, Germany, U.S.
Thank you, Beth in Tampa, for cheering on Team USA and the teammates representing the Tampa Bay Dragon Boat Club in Florida. Yeah, let's hear it for all of our Dragon Boaters around the country and around the world who are watching this telecast. Thank you so much for joining us on Slido.com, SLIDO.com, and just search out our hashtag Dragon Boat World 2018. Cheering on all of your favorite athletes. Here's one. Hi, guys. Really would like to see some interviews with the teams. Also, what do you think of their techniques, etc.? Thank you, Beth. Best from Esther. So thank you, Esther. Yeah, we are trying to get our interviews with the teams, but right now, because of this stiff competition and these being a lot of the finals, the athletes are isolated, but as soon as we get a chance to bring them to you today, we certainly will, because we love their perspective, as do you. Let us know what your comments, your thoughts are. On screen, you can see our address, slido.com/Dragon Boat World 2018.
Right now, the next team is the women, a 20-seater master over 40. There it is. Look at that. I've been involved in this sport for so many years, and whenever I see a picture like what we have on screen right now, I mean, when our audience looks at that, you say, "Oh my gosh!" Let me tell you, it's just like a clock. It's like a German clock. It's just perfect. Look at this.
I love
it. They're all together. They're all leaning forward. You want to do the core. You lean forward. Even whenever you practice at this level, they all want to be together. It's not one or two going different. So the coach has just said to hold the boat. You hold the boat. The paddlers put their paddles in the water to hold the boat. So
Team USA, with that dark blue there, and them all in unison like that, it's really just a beautiful sight, isn't it, Taco?
It is. I mean, I'm it's new to Tom, and it's kind of like something I've been used to all my life, but I just never get tired of it. I always, it just says so much for a team, any and every team. You see the blue, how they started? They just did a quick stop and start. They wanted to test their start. And I know I've been very repetitive on this, but I cannot tell you how important it is for any team, the start of a team. They practice that. Even going to the line right now, they stop the boat, and the captain goes, "Go," and then they stop the boat.
So they can, get that fast twitch muscle enacted and get ready to replicate the start of the race, which is explosive right out of the gate. Let's go. On these 200 meters, they're like...
Right. Let's talk about our hosts again, Tom.
Yeah, thank you.
Go
Taco, Springer Mountain Farms, Gainesville, a family-owned and operated business selling chickens out of their store 40 years ago, evolved into one of the top poultry producers in America. Springer Mountain Farms, with their pure natural chicken, fed a vegetarian, 100% vegetarian diet, healthy, happy chickens, make for a deliciousness on your plate. And if you get an opportunity and you have Springer Mountain Farms in your area, pick them up and take it home and taste the difference for yourself.
And there is a difference. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. People say, "Oh, chicken is chicken." Let me tell you, it makes a very big difference if they're natural and the chickens are happy and they're fed. I think you said that they're fed special food.
It's a 100% vegetarian diet.
Vegetarian diet, there it is. It's not, and that makes a very big difference in the taste.
It really does. And also a big hats off to a beautiful couple here in Gainesville, Doug and Kay Ivester, who started the Ivester Foundation, grant making, volunteerism, philanthropy, and donating over $3 million to Grinnell College last year for the nursing program. So grants and their heart's in the right place. Never let your memories be greater than your dreams at Ivester Foundation. And also champion perfection and strive to excellence, making their dragon boats shipped all the way from China here with these beautiful dragon heads and tails and the scales on the side, the craftsmanship really hitting the water with such beauty. And if you are interested in buying a dragon boat, we might have a couple for sale still. You can go to our official website to learn more. It's Lanier Dragon Boat 2018.com, and just send a message to one of the race officials, and maybe you could take home a dragon boat. Just in time for the holidays, Taco.
Those dragon boats, is a Lanier Dragon Boat, or should they go to LCKC?
Well, you could try
Which
that.
one?
Lanier Dragon Boat is the official Dragon Boat website for this event.
Okay.
So Lanier Dragon Boat, Lanier Dragon Boat 2018.com. And it was probably the best way to get an overview of this entire 4-day world-class competition, and maybe reach out to someone if you're really seriously interested.
Good.
They range in price from $7,000 for a 10-seater to $10,000 for a 20-seater.
Right. And here we go. It's a similar race now. Last race, we had the men. Now we have the women. It's almost identical. We'll have red, white, and blue. Canada in their usual red color. Germany in their color, and then USA in blue. Canada, Germany, US. Canada lane 3, Germany lane 4, USA lane 5. Men's, women 40. Women over 40. They're just coming up to the start line now. The Germans in white, Deutschland. The starter is just bringing them up right now. This is a timed race.
And of course, our thoughts and prayers are with our team members and our families in Hong Kong. We're dealing with the Hurricane Florence here, and the people in Hong Kong dealing with, as it approaches China, a Typhoon Mangkhut.
Right, I've been reading a lot about that, Tom.
Yes.
I have friends of mine in the Hong Kong. I have friends of mine in the Philippines.
It made its way across the Philippines.
Yeah,
49 people lost their life there, Taco.
And I've been contacting them on Facebook. I got goosebumps right now. I lived through many typhoons in my life. A typhoon for our audience in America is similar to a hurricane. We just call it differently. It's like Americans call soccer, football soccer, while the Europeans call it football. So, but hurricanes and typhoons are the same. Here we go. We're getting ready. We're getting ready right now. The race is on right now. USA right now. Here are the women. Lane 5. Here are the women in the blue. Here they go.
Determination.
See the way they're leaning forward? Look
yes.
at
Engaging their core.
And they're holding the line. Here's Canada. Canada, lane 3. Germany, lane 4. Red, white, and blue.
And it looks like lane 4. Actually, lane 4 is actually in the lead right now, Taco.
Germany just passed Canada. And Germany is going to go. It's forward right now. We'll do a wider view in a second here. And the U.S. has just passed Canada. Here it is, right to the line. It's going to be very tight. Can we have the final? Okay,
there we go.
There's the view. There it is. So, Germany, U.S., Canada. The U.S. came back from 3rd place. Canada was in the lead. Then Germany took over, and then U.S. came back.
And that was a race of women, right?
Women race, yeah.
Which I love, Taco. You know, this dragon boat racing encompasses men, women, young adults. This is equal opportunity for everyone to enjoy this great sport.
And you said young adults. It's a sport. I have had the pleasure to be in boats of people 75 years old, in the 70s. It's a sport that you can do when you're very young or very old. You are very big into cardio and health and working in the gym. And this is a sport which is not just sitting in a boat. You spend a lot of time in the gym, working on the machines that you worked on even this morning.
Yeah, I try to engage because I see these athletes walking around here with these incredible, muscular bodies from all the work they're doing. I thought, okay, you're inspiring me, but I really need to get in the gym. I've been away from it for all week. So, if you want some inspiration to work out, you come here. This is the way. These guys and men and women are in top shape. Even our juniors, I was looking at some of the junior racers here at between ages 15 to 18.
Right.
Yeah, and
right.
I mean, this race, this sport, really, you can start at these young ages. Like Taco got introduced to dragon boat racing at the age of 8. Where were you about? Was that in Hong Kong?
I wasn't living in Hong Kong. I lived there 25 years, and I was put into a boat. I'm not too sure exactly when. I was about 8 years old, maybe 7. And I've been a part of the dragon boat world for many years. I had the opportunity not to race at this level. I took one team to the World Championships many years ago in the 70s, but on an amateur level, I've worked out in New Zealand and in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought it with me, and now I'm living in Orlando, and we have dragon boat races down there too. I coach down there, and I'm a rudderman down there. So it's a world sport. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. It's so great to see, too, because this is brand new to me as a native Atlantan, born and raised here, y'all. Bless your heart. And when I got contacted by Matt, who's running this entire production with his great team, he goes, "You want to come up to Lake Lanier and see the dragon boat races?" I said, "What?" And wow, what a great sport. I'm so grateful to be here and share the same announcing stage with you, Taco, with your amazing expertise on this and what you're bringing to this, a whole telecast.
I try to be. I've been out there many years, and I know what they're going through. I know what they're thinking. I know what they're feeling. Over many years doing this, I feel I can bring a lot to the table.
You really do, Taco. When we talk about what's coming up here, we have the 2,000 meters, which is coming up here, and that is always exciting. That is like 4 times around the track here, 500 meters per one lane down, and then that's 4 times.
Right.
So it's really exciting, Taco.
Right now, we're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll be back at about 9:25, 9:27, around there, Eastern U.S. time. Our next race is at 9:30, and we have a little bit of a break right now. We're going to take a little bit of a break.
Before we go to break, I want to do this. I want to play just a piece of the 2,000 meters from a couple of days ago. This is Taco. Listen to Taco calling this. This is Taco. This is the excitement that Taco generates because his heart and soul is having done this. So this is what you're going to see and hear a little later today around 1 p.m., 1300 hours. So we're glad you're watching us. Again, connect with us all across the country and the world at slido.com, SLIDO.com. We'd love to hear from you. Use the hashtag DragonBoatWorld2018. We will be back.
Thank you.
And we are back, as you can see on your screen here at the World Championship Dragon Boat Races. Canada and USA in a timed race. Just about to get underway, Taco.
Exactly. And two of our powerhouses right now, Canada, USA, right now, here it is, Canada, USA. Canada in the red, USA in the blue. Here it is, it's women's senior.
And look at the strokes, the difference in strokes between Canada and USA here.
Yeah.
USA has a faster stroke,
Yeah.
and Canada with a little slower pace right now.
Yeah, one's a more longer stroke, one's a more shorter stroke. See that?
Yes.
And you see the steerman on the American team bending over
Yes.
for aerodynamics. Because we saw some teams have won by 1/100th of a second. U.S. is clearly coming ahead on this race. Altogether, look at that. It really is just look at that. Just perfection right there. Perfection. U.S. will grab it right there. U.S. 1, number 2, Canada.
You know, watching the drummer lean into it, I think that also your posture can translate into more of I think the energy that perhaps they could be feeling from leaning it. She's leaning into it, or he is leaning into it, and really just generating this this feel, this vibration of power, just in it with all the other athletes together.
One of the things I can't stand up with if I could get a close up, if we could zoom in on us right now, our tech team. This is a very good point, which Tom brought up, and I haven't talked about this from day one. As a rudderman in the back, we've seen some people sitting. We have seen some of the people bending over.
Yes.
Usually, when the boat goes, when a paddler goes, the rudderman in the back will do this. He will go like this. One. He will go with the boat. Now we're a little time delay here. So when the boat goes forward, the rudderman goes forward too. So it's a thing. The paddle, the boat goes forward, and you can feel the wake, and you see the dragon. The dragon goes up. You see that? They pull forward.
Yes.
See that? It goes up a little bit. So when they go forward, the rudderman will go forward along with the paddlers. It's kind of like he bounces. I don't know how I can mention that, but instead of standing still, usually it's all up to the rudderman, but the rudderman will go with the angle, with the feeling of the boat.
It's like the motion of the ocean, so to speak. These are they're in unison and sync with the paddlers.
Yes.
As they are up and down, and moving and succinctly with them as well. I think that really speaks, volumes to the cohesiveness of the teams.
Yeah, when I see a rudderman going forward like that, now they're just practicing right now. That lady right now, she's just holding the boat. This is not in the race. This is just getting up to the race line. But when I see one, I will mention it to our audience on the rudderman. See how smooth that is? I mean, whatever country we look at, we're seeing the best
Italians,
athletes in the world.
Is this the Italians right here?
So in this race
Lane
we have 200 meters senior. We have the USA, Czech Republic, Italy,
Hungary.
lane
That was
4, Hungary 5, and Canada lane 6. USA, Czech Republic, Italy, Hungary, and Canada. There you are, and the numbers next to it are the lane assignments. So lane number 2 is USA, lane 3, and so forth. Italy, Hungary, and Canada. You might ask, how come that we've had a couple races with 2 boats, and now we have 5 boats? It's all depending how many athletes came from that country. Maybe we didn't have a team for the women or the men. That's why we only had 2 boats. So if the teams don't come from the countries, we can't have a 6-lane race.
And you just saw a shot of our spectators, colorful umbrellas blanketing the spectator area because of some light rain showers forecast on and off throughout the day. Cooler than it's been the entire past 3 days. We're right now a present temperature of 21 degrees Celsius, 70 degrees.
And the rain is coming down now. For our audience who can't see this on TV, let me give you, while we have a quick minute here, a little bit of a result. If you didn't see them on TV live, our senior women at 8:40 this morning, 20-seater, USA came first, Canada came second. Race 80, if you're following it, race 80. 20-seater senior men, 200-meter. Italy came first. Czech Republic came second. Hungary third. We mentioned that before, Tom and I. Those were dramatic results. The results for the race 81, 20-seater men's 200-meter. Germany first, USA second, Canada third.
And, of course, on that shot there, you can see the dragon boats at the dock where our athletes board and unboard from the boat, so to speak, and paddling out now for the race that we've been talking about. And we've got 5, it looks like.
Hungary.
5 different teams competing here in this 20-seater senior men 200-meter race.
Here you see Italy right there in their they have a dragon down their shirt. In their white shirts. It is wet out there, and let me tell you, when a shirt gets wet, it's not cold. You get cold. It's a little bit chilly out there. So when you add a wet shirt to a little bit of a wind, it's cold.
Sure.
Make no mistake. Even though these are super athletes, they are cold, and this is something what they train for. They don't train in ideal conditions. Sorry, Tom. Still, the water level, the current, there's no waves out there. Yes, we have the rain coming down, but still, it's still very good conditions.
Chaco, we're knocking on the door of 69 degrees almost, 70 right now. But when you get the rain on you and you get the light breeze, it's going to be definitely, it feels like temperature. And as I scroll down on our weather graphs, it feels like 69. So there you have it. Different race conditions, though, but our athletes are well trained for it, being the best of the best in the world here today in the past 3 days for our World Championship Dragon Boat races up in Gainesville, Georgia, no less.
Why don't we talk about Springer Chicken?
Springer Mountain Farms. Springer Mountain Farms. We're looking forward to lunch wherever you are. Just about 9:40 or so, 9:36 on the East Coast of America. But wherever you are, perhaps you're having lunch or dinner. For us, looking forward to Springer Mountain Farms, one of our great sponsors. They're right here in Gainesville, Georgia, and providing the freshest, most natural chickens possible, fed a 100% vegetarian diet and prepared and served by some of the greatest chefs in the Atlanta area and the South at some of the most amazing restaurants, because they know, as chefs, they know the value and the flavor and the nutritional value of Springer Mountain Farms chicken.
And they're not injected with anything else.
That's right. They are antibiotic-free. And
that's a very key word, antibiotic-free. We're now at an age where we're very careful what we put in our bodies. Looking at you, I need to get on a weight program. I know that you're very careful about bread and what you put into your body, because you want your body to be very efficient. And that comes with our main sponsor. They are very geared to where the world is right now, and the thinking of a lot of the world. People are very now health conscious. And a lot of people have turned off of chicken because of the antibiotics.
Right. And I tell you, Taco, you know what? We are like walking chemistry sets.
Yeah.
What we put in our body affects how all of our organs and our cells function.
Absolutely
and
correct.
How you feel. So
Yes.
that's why I'm trying to eat clean during this, so I can maintain a sharp focus. And the same with our athletes you see behind us, turning in these world record times, these amazing times, winning these medals. They are eating nutritiously, healthy, and paying attention to what they put in their bodies, Taco.
Yes, and we cannot say enough of good things about our main host. Without that company and other sponsors coming in, this could not happen.
Yes, thank you to the Ivester Foundation, of course, Champion, who manufactures all of our Dragon boats as well. Those 3 great main sponsors, and all the other people and our volunteers who are helping make a great first impression for so many of our athletes and visitors from around the world here in the Southeast in Gainesville, Georgia. It's a great show.
Yeah, and you touched upon, we talk a lot about our sponsors, which make or break an event, but I can't say enough about the volunteers. I have been I spend a lot of time volunteering in golf and various other things around Florida. Without the volunteers, also, we have over 100 volunteers, and they're out there now draining all the boats from this rain.
Yes.
And believe me, it's cold, it's a wet job, it's no fun. And they are busting their backs to make sure that every race goes on time, to make sure the boats are as dry as possible for our athletes.
Yeah.
And here we go. Our tech director here under the tent has just zoomed into the boats and the starting position. I must say, everybody around me didn't know a lot about dragon boating, and now that they're really on board. Here we have USA lane 2. Number 2, it's not the positions you're looking at, it's the lanes they are in for our audience. Lane 2, USA. Lane 3, Czech Republic. Lane 4, Italy. Lane 5, Hungary. Lane 6, Canada. Senior men, okay, senior men, so it's over 18 years old, not over 40, okay? It's just a timed race. It's not a semifinal or final. They're holding on. The steer people are holding on. You can see it right there. Everybody's just getting in place right now. The USA, they just were told just to hold on. There could be a problem.
There's Jim Odell, the steerman, in the back of the boat with a white cap on for Team USA.
Believe that's Jim. It could.
It looks like him, doesn't it? It's got his build, and of course Czechoslovakia and Czech Republic, rather. Pardon me.
The starter just told him to get ready. He just let go. There's a problem right now. Right. Okay. So now they're going back. You see what's happening now. They're pushing the boat back a little bit. The starter has to make sure that they're all together. Here we go. USA, Czech Republic, Italy, Hungary, Canada. Here we go.
And look at the Czech Republic's amazing stroke. Wow, they are full power here.
Yeah, Czech Republic. Okay, here we go.
Let's see how it plays out here as we get towards this short 200-meter finish line.
Okay, Czech Republic is in the lead. Czech Republic is in the lead. Lane 4, Italy is coming up. Lane 4 could be taking the lead.
Italy and Czech Republic.
Italy, Czech Republic.
Italy is edging forward.
And Hungary is coming up. Hungary is coming up. So it's Hungary, Italy, Hungary, Italy, Hungary, Italy, Czech Republic. Here we go. Hungary, Italy, Czech Republic. Okay. Right there. Okay, so I believe Italy.
Czech Republic, it looks like, could have come in first there.
Yeah. Could be. It's gonna be tight. I saw Italy. My co-host Tom. I saw Italy come in. And Hungary was right there between Czechoslovakia and Hungary. A very tight race. And Italy, too, between Czech Republic, Italy, and Hungary.
Yeah, because, it's from our distance and our viewpoint, with the white shirts here on Italy and then Czech Republic
Look
as well.
at the Italians. It looks like they're celebrating.
Yeah, it could be, absolutely.
Yeah, the Italians look like, I believe the Italians got it, but I'm not. This is unofficial. This is just from our viewpoint. And Italy looks like they're celebrating. I think they feel they have.
Yeah, they do. They do feel it. It's great to watch them celebrating there. And, of course, we try to bring you any athletes interview that we can get. And Mark is here today. He'll be covering some of the on-location interviews for you. And hopefully we'll have a chance to bring some of those thoughts and feelings of our athletes as we head towards our first medal ceremony, which is coming up in just a few minutes here.
It will be at 10:30 for all of you that want to hear your national anthem and your athletes walking in. Maybe you'll see your loved ones, your colleagues, some people that you work with in your countries. They're going to come in for the medal ceremony between 10:30 and 11:30. We'll also have another ceremony later in the day. We'll talk about that, which starts at 3:30 and ends at 4:30. So we're going to have two more races. One at 9:50 Eastern Time, one at 10 Eastern Time. This next race is the men's 200 meters, 40 plus. So you have to be over 40 years old. USA lane 3, Germany and Canada. Well, we've seen a lot of these races this morning of these three competitors. The USA in lane 3 wearing the blue, Germany wearing the white, and Canada wearing the red. You can see right now for the German team coming in. Is it still raining outside, Tom? I think it's still drizzling.
Just slight misting rain right now, but it's great to see the team number 4, the German team. You know, they're already pumped up. What a great attitude to have, mentally, physically ready for this next race here, Taco.
Yeah, and as I said, I saw them. I saw them at dinner last night. They took over a restaurant. I spoke to the restaurant manager. He was very excited. And they were all pumped up, and they were having a great time participating, no matter how they're doing very well. But they were very happy to be here and enjoying their stay in America.
Yeah, the Longhorn Steakhouse, which is a great place to have dinner here in Gainesville. One of our many great businesses and restaurants, and just the support of all of the athletes here. Welcome to Gainesville, Georgia, y'all.
Here we go. See that? They're bringing it out right now. Here's our audience coming in. These are strong. I see a Filipino group. I think I spoke to them yesterday.
Yes.
A Filipino group, and it's raining. And these are hardcore spectators. Rain or shine, they're going to be out there. And we are hoping you are watching us around the world, in your country, by your TV set, on your computer, following us. And watching your team and come in the races.
Taco, we would love to know, where are you watching us? Are you watching us at home? You're at work? You're in the car? You're on a plane? I know it may be a little extra effort, but get on your laptop, your PC, your Mac, whatever, your device, and correspond with us. Ask us a question. Go to slido.com. It's SLIDO.com / well, actually, don't. Just look for our hashtag, which is Dragon Boat World 2018. You can see it on the screen there, slido.com, and then there's our exact web address. We'd love to get your questions. We'd love to know who you're rooting for. Maybe you have somebody you know on a particular team, or you want to say hi to a particular country. Just let us know. Give us a shout out. And, of course, use the hashtag Dragon Boat World 2018 on all social media, and we'll populate those and see what you're thinking about this first ever world-class competition for dragon boat racing here in America.
First time here, and again, I want to a shout out to the ICF, for choosing Atlanta.
Yes.
For coming in here.
International Canoe Federation.
I want to thank them in behalf of our sponsors, our directors, the people that run the event and put on the event. Without the ICF choosing this place, I feel that they would be very pleased with this destination.
Oh, and we've heard that from the athletes too, Taco.
Right.
So I think it echoes all across the board.
It's hard to beat, and we have an organization called LCKC, Tom has talked about. I've worked with for many years. That they send athletes for canoeing and yachting and dragon boating to the Olympics. So we train and we how's that word, Tom? We mature young athletes.
We groom them.
We groom them. We groom them to become world athletes, and we want this center is looking to become the top canoe and kayak center in America. That's what they wanted. That's what they're shooting for. Where I live in Claremont, Florida, we base ourselves on triathlons. We like the triathletes to come to where I live, but right here, I've just been. My director is talking to me right now. Hold on 1 second.
We love it. Mark, one of our roving reporters, is on site right now with Team USA. Let's go there and see what he has to say.
Thanks, Taco and Tom. This is Mark August here with senior women's coach Brittany Blundetto. Congrats on the victory, Brittany.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What do you think was the major thing that contributed to your success?
Honestly, just bringing these women together and going over our technique, and these women are so determined to get to the top of the podium. We've really been encouraging them and hopefully inspiring them to get up there, and especially being on home turf for the first time ever. It's a pretty incredible and once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so I think their heads have really just been in the game this year.
Yeah, how does it feel being here in the States as opposed to all across the world? Right?
It is a really crazy feeling, actually, because I am used to traveling to other countries for this competition, but it's just an honor to be here and seeing the outcome and how we've been doing so far. This is one of the best outcomes I've ever experienced at a world championship. And this is my 5th one, so it's an experience.
5th one, wow.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you guys just killed it. That was
Yeah,
amazing.
thank you, thank
And
you.
what do you guys have? You guys had to make any like special preparations because the weather, or anything like that?
We knew coming into it that there would be some inclement weather, but it is a water sport, so I'm ready for anything. So you just gotta take it as it is.
You guys do amazing considering the
Thanks.
conditions. Well, thank you so much, Brittany.
Of course.
You guys are amazing. And back to you, Taco and Tom.
And, you know, Taco, I love what Mark asked her. Are you making any special preparations for the weather? And she says, you know what, this is a water sport, and we're used to anything. You know, we train for all conditions, whether our athletes are in any part of America or the world, you know, training in the worst and extreme conditions. So this is pretty much a walk in the park, so to speak, for our athletes. A little water, a little misting, not going to really have much of an effect on their psyche today as they head in for these races.
We have results for race 84 coming into your screen any second right now. As you see them, we see them at the same time.
Yeah, we're going to
race 950. Here we go. Look how that Italy came in, and look at between Hungary and Czech Republic, 44.2, Tom, to 44.5. Look how close that was.
Well, look at that. Yeah, absolutely. Taco, this is like, you know, the Michael Phelps of dragon boating.
Yeah.
We've talked about that. Or, you know, the Usain Bolt, you know,
Right.
these teams within, you know, 1 second of each other. And
Look how close that was.
Italy and Hungary right there.
Italy, Hungary, Czech Republic, USA 4, Canada 5. So, and it's the Italian flag. We know it's a little bit off, and we are working on that to make sure that that's right. Okay? Here's the next team, at 940. It's men's over 40. We have a drummer there. It's USA, Germany, and Canada. USA lane 3 will be in their blue shirts. Germany in their white shirts. Canada in their red shirts.
And here comes Canada paddling out.
Canada right
into
now.
position.
And they all are so smooth, they're like silk. It's just when they go through the water, it's just like
It is, isn't it?
You know, I've watched so many races in my life, and I never get tired of it. And you see, they're leaning forward. The Americans are leaning forward to get their core. They're getting ready to go, like a locomotive engine.
Yeah,
Tom.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, when the circle moment, it's like you go up, 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 up.
It's a well-oiled machine. You know, we talk about the succinctness and the togetherness. I mean, this is a great team-building sport, Taco. I mean, this is why when you get everyone working together with the same common goal, it's just beautiful to watch.
Yeah, and here we go. We'll zoom in. They're getting ready right now. You see that they're all leaning forward. They're grabbing the water. Their hands are all together. Look at that. See that? Now, they've been told that the first and second place to move the boat a little bit to the left because the rudderman has said we need to make alignment straight. There we go. There goes the Germans.
Yes,
there we go.
If you get out of the gate straight, you're going to have no really reduction of time on your speed.
Yeah, and there's Jim Odell. See, he's bending over. You see
yes,
that?
Yes,
That's his signature pose. Signature pose.
And let's see, looks like Team USA is in the lead at this halfway point, Taco.
Yeah, USA, Germany, Canada right now. USA, Germany, Canada.
And let's see, look at Germany is trying to edge up on the United States.
Yep.
And pretty much nose to nose on the Dragon Heads.
Germany, I think, is taking the lead in the middle. Germany is coming up.
Yes, and Germany has maintained the lead as we're headed right toward the finish line on our wide view camera. You can see here. It is. That was tight.
I think Germany just got America. I could be wrong. From my vantage point, which is unofficial, it looks like Germany won, USA second, Canada third.
Maybe as we get to an up-close shot, we can see, like we could see with if the Italians were celebrating, if we could read some of their body language. But pretty much it was very tight there. That's why we want to thank Clockcaster.com are keeping track of the time for the rest of us here. There's our website too, clockcaster.com. That's where you can get all the unofficial results. Clockcaster.com/E/20. And you can see the results just as we get them in. That page is constantly updated and refreshed with the latest results just as we get them.
Right. So we have, I believe we're going to our last race right now. We're going to our last race right now for the morning, and we will resume. We'll have medal ceremonies next. After that, the medal ceremonies for our audience watching. Okay, last race is at 10 o'clock. Then at 10:30, we have the medal ceremonies from 10:30 to approximately 11:30. And then we have a break here. And then at 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, we will have the finals of the 2000. So our next race will be at 1 o'clock. But for the moment, we have our final for this morning. It's at 10 o'clock. It's a women's 40-plus, 20-seat boat, USA, Germany, and Canada. USA, Germany, and Canada.
You know, we were talking to some of the athletes yesterday, Taco, about, when they're in the boat, the gear they may use. Some of them wear protective goggles because they want to maintain clear vision. I've seen that happen in the boats here, some of the different athletes wearing goggles. Some choose not to. Everyone has their own style, whatever they want to. I love the colors. We didn't see this yesterday. With it's a little cooler on the lake today, so Team USA has on the long sleeve uniforms.
Long sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
Now, you see the drummer, the way that person's leaning in. Now, lots of times, the rudderman will do that too. See the drummer, the way she leans in? The rudder man will do that to a rudder person. Or stay singular. It depends. Everyone has their own way. I personally like to go with the movement of the boat. As the boat goes forward, as we paddle, I don't like to stay stationary.
Sure.
My style is to move with the boat.
Taco, are the drums, are they like buying a car standard with the boat, or are the drums special? Or the drums are a certain type of drum. It's not like an option of buying a certain radio for a car like a Bose compared to a Sonos or whatever. But these drums are standard across the world. It's like a normal drum. It's wood around with, I think, the top of a drum. I'm not a musician. I'm sure in my tent there's many musicians. It's like canvas on top of it. What do you put on a drum? Do we have what's it
skin?
Called? Skin. It's a skin.
So the skin goes over wood, and they're not fiberglass. They're usually wood, and they weigh a pretty penny. I've lifted thousands of them in my life, but they are standard. So every boat will have a standard weight. They're not one drum is heavier than another. But worldwide, usually drums are standard wherever you are in what country, with a skin on the top.
And I can understand them having a standard size drum with a standard weight, because you don't want there to be any difference when the boats are empty in weight at all. You want them to all be uniform for an even playing field for all the teams.
Exactly. A weight, and we don't want any captain or coach of their team to say that one team has an advantage over everybody else. And I must say, in being around dragon boating for so many years, we don't have a lot of protests. It's been a clean sport, and people around the world have been very amicable. It's very, as I said, it's a team. You have to get to when you reach the dragon boat level. It's not me. It's a team effort, and you have to gel with everybody, 10 or 20 people.
And talking about team effort, go Team USA, go Trish. Watching from Houston. Thank you. We have your comments. We got them right here on Slido.com, and that's where you let us know who you're cheering on. You can see the address on your screen, Slido.com, to let us know who you're cheering for, where you're watching, anything you want to comment on about these world-class World Championship dragon boat races for the first time in America with the ICF. So thank you, Team USA. Go Trish. We're cheering you on. We appreciate it.
If you have specific questions, we'll do the best to answer them. If we don't have the answer, we will get them. But just to answer your thing, Trish, the U.S. team is doing very well. We've been on many podiums the past 4 days. And the athletes have done a lot these 4 days. One race after another. Yesterday, we had a number of races. Literally, every 10 minutes outside of going for lunch.
And speaking of the medals, with the medal ceremony coming up at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, we're going to try to get you an up-close shot and let you see these beautiful medals, which I haven't even seen myself, just seeing them being handed out at the medal ceremony from yesterday. But with our ceremony, we'll get Mark down there, get some shots, and we'll bring that to you when we come back after the medal ceremony at 10:30.
Yeah.
Oh, good, Mark. Speaking of Mark, he is with Germany right now. Let's check in with Mark before we get to this race.
Hey, thanks, Taco and Tom. This is Mark here again. I'm here with Rolf and
hey.
Marco
Hello.
from the German team, and you guys just won an impressive heat there. Congratulations on that.
Oh, you see us breathing. It's unbelievable. It's so hard. 200 meters looks very far, but it's so far for us. It's so hard to go away with the high pressure and the high sequence. And we are a little tired. A little bit.
What do you think your team did so well to win?
I think one important part is all people in the team are fit. So I practice it very often, and that's one of the reasons. The next reason is to do it really close together. That means we have to do it in a 100th second together. And that's the major point.
It's huge, and you guys seem like a very close-knit team. I've been watching you guys. You're great.
You know, the Americans are also good, and so it's not easy to win. And we have to be very concentrated on the start time. We have to do it very fast. The first stroke is very important. And if you go very fast in the first stroke, then you have a good possibility to win.
That's huge. And what do you guys think of the lake here? Is it different from back home?
Yeah, a little bit different. The water is more smooth than we know it from home. But the lake and the area is very great. We enjoy it, and we enjoy the Gainesville and the competition, and that's very good. Also, we are very pleasant about it.
Oh, yeah. And we're glad to have you. And have you guys had to make any preparations for the weather?
Rain jacket. No, it's not important. I have sun cream for the last days and for today a rain jacket, but it's so warm, it's not a problem for us.
Gotcha. Well, thank you guys so much. You guys were amazing, and congratulations.
Germany to a race right now.
USA,
happening.
Germany, Canada. This is the women's 200 meter. It's just a heat, a timed race. Let's go live. It's live right now between 3 and 4. 3 is USA, 4 is Germany, 5 is Canada. The women's 200 meter. We have 4 in the lead. 4 in the lead.
Germany is leading right now. It looks like USA second
it's
so
a
far.
long stroke. It's much different than the Philippines. A long, powerful stroke.
So the way it's headed now, it looks like Germany is going to take this one, Taco.
Yeah, Germany. See the stroke? It's a long, powerful stroke.
What about second or third place? Looks like it's a dead
battle.
heat. Oh, it looks like USA, I think, is going to.
Yeah, Germany's got it. USA second and Canada third. So we have Germany first, USA second, Canada third. Unofficial results, which is good. You know, one thing we haven't talked about. They're just making a broadcast behind me. One thing we haven't talked. One thing we haven't talked about is not only at this level. It's like the Ryder Cup in golf, Tom. The athletes, yes, have an athletic ability in golf, and that they've reached the pinnacle, like Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods. Physically, they could go out there and hit the golf ball. I'm a golfer, and they can do a good job. But one thing that happens in dragon boating, too, and you might laugh, but it does, before the races start, when they go, they call in people, I'm not saying Tony Robbins, but people at that level where they have life coaches that come in and give them the mental acuity to say, you can do it. You are the best. You are number one. You are number one. You are the best. You can beat everybody else. Even if you're a small country, big country, these professional
life coaches,
are in the tents with them in a room and talking to each one, looking into their eyes and saying the powerful words. So when they get here, mentally they feel positive, that they don't have any doubt. They have the athletic ability of their bodies, but the mental, as we know, if you don't have the mental with the physical in any sport, you're not going to make it.
Taco, I'm so glad you mentioned that because, you know, our athletes who are the best in the world you're seeing here for this 4-day competition, physically they're in amazing shape, but also they're training their minds too. They're exercising their brains and programming their minds to believe you are the best, because just like the movie The Secret that came out that talks about the law of attraction and manifesting, you know, your destiny, so to speak, this is what the athletes do. They're training with the best physically and mentally to program their minds to believe you can do this, you can be the best, we can win. And so when they hit the water, everything's working succinctly, the mind, the body, and we're seeing it right here play out right in front of us, Taco.
Yeah, Tom's wordsmithing is much better than mine. Exactly what he said. It's like when the climber climbs Mount Everest. You have to go through a pain threshold, and you have to believe. And the mental part in any sport, if you talk to a pole vaulter, you talk to a runner, you talk to a marathon, you talk to somebody in the Tour de France, any major sport, if you're mentally not there, if you have doubts or whatever, that will make you first or second or third. That makes the difference, because you see in these races, we've had races done by 44.2 seconds, 44.3. That's one 1/100th of a second difference. And the mental part plays a very, very big picture in dragon boating.
And, you know, we know that the paddlers are really focused on their strokes there, but when you, out of the peripheral vision of your eyes, and you see a boat next to you slowly inching past you, you can't let that mentally affect you. You know, you've got to say, okay, this is even more of a spur on. This is going to make me work harder, you know, to surpass them. And that's what, you know, you go through. Our biggest hindrance, I think, Taco, for any success in whether it's sports, business, personal life, is our minds. Our minds can be our worst enemy sometimes. So when a negative thought comes into your mind, you know, a positive thought is hundreds of times more powerful than a negative thought. Just remember that. That's my little life coaching for you today, free of charge.
And one last comment before we go to break, before we go to the medal ceremonies, is that I have been in numerous races in my life. And what you said is that many boats have passed me. And I have to believe that I can still win.
Yes.
Many times with amateurs, when the boat leaves, oh, we've lost. They've passed us, and we're going to slow down and you know, give up. But, you know, if you have the belief, when a boat passes you or side by side, do you have that extra mental and physical thing to go?
Yes.
If you have doubts, oh my God, Armenia is going to beat me, Hungary is going to beat me, Germany, USA, whatever, then you will lose. You have to believe from the very beginning to the end that no matter how far a boat is in front of you, that you can still win the race.
And that's what we saw from just a race that just happened as they were paddling out. Team Germany, you know, having like a little pep rally on the boat, you know. Yeah. Everyone was charged up, and that's the attitude and the mindset you have when you step foot in the dragon boat and leave the dock and paddle out there. You're getting psyched up, and nothing is in your way. Mentally, physically, to achieve first place is where you want to be.
And I one of the things that I used a couple of times, it's kind of funny, but I'll mention this on air. I had a little radio in one of my boats several times, and I played the Rocky song, "Eye of the Tiger," when Rocky, and that's a very powerful song. You know, Rocky Balboa coming back and beating. And that belief, and that motivates the people. Music is a great motivator. They go, oh my God, they were pumped up and they were going, oh, when I turned the volume up on the boat, I'm not saying the dragon boaters use it, whatever. This is amateur level. But anyway.
And then talk about Taco, how after that you put the raw steak right on your face and, just like Rocky. No, not so much. Okay.
Not so much. No, he hits the steak with his fist.
Yes, that's right, Taco.
But anyway, right now we're going to take a little break. I believe we're going to come back for the 10:30, 10:25 for the medal ceremonies, where you will see the your countries. So stay tuned. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back at 10:25.
Live from Gainesville, Georgia for the ICF World Championship Dragon Boat Races, y'all.